Tonight, breaking news. A man has been arrested in connection with a child's death in Marion. And attorneys for Gabriel Parker, accused of a school shooting at Marshall County High School in Habitat, have filed a motion claiming the school system is tampering with witnesses. Plus, suspicion is drawing in the disappearance of radio host Ray Taliaferro. We have those stories and more tonight on a Tuesday night edition of News 24 at 5. And good evening. We have those stories and more coming up, but we begin with breaking news in Marion, where multiple agencies are investigating a child's death. On Friday, November 23rd, Marion police responded to a domestic dispute on Meadowland Parkway. Investigators say a woman there reported her 3-month-old son had been abused. That child was taken to a hospital in St. Louis and died on Monday. The baby's father, Devin A. O'Daniel, faces aggravated domestic battery, aggravated battery to a child, and domestic battery charges. Williamson County State's Attorney Brandon Zanotti is now reviewing the case along with the Illinois State Police Crime Scene Unit, the Southern Illinois Child Death Task Force, Marion Police, and the Department of Children and Family Services. The victim's mother says his organs will be donated and will help 2 children and 1 adult. O'Daniel is due in court on December 10th. In Marshall County, Kentucky tonight, attorneys for Gabriel Parker, accused of a school shooting at Marshall County High School in Habitat, have filed a motion claiming the school system is tampering with witnesses. The motion says the attorney hired by the Marshall County school system has told teachers not to cooperate with the defense. The motion also accuses teachers of instructing students not to speak with Parker's attorneys. It says that numerous witnesses have been reluctant to speak to the defense team due to interference by the Marshall County School Board and its agents. Parker has been charged with 2 counts of murder and 14 counts of aggravated assault for the shooting that killed Bailey Nicole Holt and Preston Ryan Cope and wounded 14. A hearing on the motion has been scheduled for November 30th. A traffic stop in Carbondale has led to the arrest and sentencing of a 24-year-old man. Demarcus O. Jones of Carbondale was arrested by the Illinois Department of Corrections for the offense of unlawful use of weapons by a felon. On August 25th at 3:30 a.m., Carbondale officers stopped a vehicle with Jones as a passenger on the 400 block of South Lewis Lane in Carbondale. A K-9 unit alerted officials to the presence of narcotics. Officials said a female driver and 4 other male occupants were detained pending investigation. A search of the vehicle revealed 3 loaded handguns and narcotics. A loaded .38 semi-automatic handgun was found near the front passenger seat where Jones had been sitting. Officials then searched Jones and found an additional fully loaded extended .38 magazine consistent with the handgun. Jones has a previous felony conviction for burglary. Jones pleaded guilty to the charge of unlawful possession of a weapon by a felon, a Class 3 felony, and was sentenced to 30 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections, followed by a 1-year period of mandatory supervised release. In Murfreesboro, Dennis E. Jones Sr., 49 of Mound City, has been sentenced to 6 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections for violating the conditions of his probation. Jones originally pled guilty to aggravated battery and threatening a police officer. Jones was placed on 30 months probation, but this was revoked because he reportedly did not comply with the terms ordered. Jones admitted to the violations of his probation. Jones was resentenced to 6 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections for the 2 original charges. Then, sentences will run concurrently, followed by a 1-year mandatory supervised release from prison. Jones was arrested on September 30th, 2017 for hitting a man in the face who was sitting on a park bench in the North Washington Street area of Carbondale. While being transported to the Jackson County Jail, Jones threatened to shoot and kill the officer when he was released from jail. To the weather, where after more bone-chilling cold, a gradual warm-up is on the way. Here's Terry in with the latest. All right, thanks, Terry. To continuing coverage tonight in Massac County, where radio host Rafael Ray Taliaferro went missing earlier this month. Now some suspicion is drawing in the case. Taliaferro and his wife of 6 months currently live in San Francisco, but were looking to move to Southern Illinois. Almost a week later and across the river, Paducah police found his car outside of Mellow Mushroom, but there was no Taliaferro. The last person to see Taliaferro was inside West End Baptist Church on the 28th Street in Paducah. Holder says Taliaferro walked inside and had a conversation with the church's music director, Brian Henry. Henry told us there was surveillance footage of Taliaferro inside the church talking with him. Henry says Taliaferro introduced himself multiple times and explained his story as a radio host. After Taliaferro left the church, Henry typed his name in on the internet. More than 2 weeks after Taliaferro was last seen, police and Henry just hope he is alive and safe. Massac County deputies say Taliaferro has been entered into a missing persons database. He was last seen wearing black pants, a black turtleneck, and a black leather jacket. If you have any information about Taliaferro's whereabouts, contact your local police or the Massac County Sheriff's Department at 618-524-2912. Now here's the latest in national news in your Fox News Update.
In Fox News, President threatens to punish GM on Lisa Brady. Fox News. He's angry about layoffs and shutdowns. Fox's John Decker at the White House.
A day after General Motors announced that it will close 4 plants in America, the president tweeting, "We are now looking at cutting all GM subsidies, including for electric cars." And the president's chief economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, explained why the administration may take this action.
There's disappointment that it seems like GM would rather build its electric cars in China rather than in the United States.
The president also tweeting, General Motors made a big China bet years ago when they built plants there and in Mexico. Don't think that bet is going to pay off. He continued, I am here to protect America's workers.
The nation's largest automaker says restructuring is needed, focusing in part on scrapping sedans that aren't selling. The White House says President Trump has no intention of asking the acting Attorney General, Matthew Whitaker, to fire the Russia probe special counsel.
Look, I think that the president has had Robert Mueller doing his job for the last 2 years, and he could have taken action at any point, and he hasn't.
Spokeswoman Sarah Sanders also again denying any campaign collusion with Russia and saying the president's not worried after his latest stream of tweets about the probe he calls a phony witch hunt that's ruining lives. This after Mueller accused former Trump campaign chair Paul Manafort of violating his plea deal by lying, which Manafort denies. 2 hours left to vote in the last of the midterms. Republican Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith facing Democratic challenger Mike Espy in a Mississippi runoff. A day after the president held 2 rallies for the incumbent, the race will determine the final margin in the U.S. Senate, either 52 or 53 seats for the GOP majority. This is Fox News.
Stop.
Culver's chicken tenders are a family favorite. Brittany, I know you're particular about what your boys eat.
Of all the things I love at Culver's, chicken tenders rank high on my list. It's not pressed, it doesn't have fillers in it, it's a whole piece of chicken.
You know, chicken tenders are the true tenderloin of the breast.
When you bite into it, it's like you're biting into an actual chicken breast that you just made at home.
If it's not good enough for my family, it's not good enough.
That's a good rule to live by.
Welcome to Delicious.
We refuse to do things the easy way because building is what we do. Partner with us because time is money. Quality is everything. You should love where you live. Cooking with Mom. Weekend get-togethers. That's what it's about. Proudly local and here to partner with you right to its end.
Mrs. Abernathy, some things are meant to be shared. Others are not, like these new loaded nachos or meals where the chips topped with sirloin steak or pork carnitas that I plan on keeping to myself.
But I need your name for the yearbook.
My name is Coach. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's my nacho time.
But
Nacho time, nacho time. Shh, nacho time. Only today, Gertie.
Try our new loaded nachos topped with sirloin steak or pork carnitas. Only the day at Taco John's.
we have a serious problem. We're all at risk. We're all at fault. Distracted driving is killing innocent people every day. We're making conditions unsafe for everyone by not paying attention. Phones and devices down. Please. It really is a matter of life or death.
At Hardee's, we wake up at 4 a.m. to make our buttermilk biscuits from scratch. But I don't believe in clocks. My body wakes me up when I tell it to. Naughty. Naughty. Make any two breakfast. It's only $4. Hardee's because it tastes better.
My name is Dr. Clarabelle Barriquatro Christie. I am a board-certified pediatrician. I have 3 children, 17, 13, and 3. I would never try to give anything to your child that I would not give to my own child. That's the guiding principle of my practice, and I think it has served my children and my patients very well throughout the years. For those of you who are thinking of finding great pediatric care in the area, look no further than your own backyard, because we're here.
All right, thanks, Terry. To Mount Vernon tonight, where the lawyer for a murder suspect disagrees with the doctor's report, saying his client is fit for trial. Prosecutors believe Matthew Sloan shot and killed his brother, David, on July 4th. Investigators believe Matthew and David Sloan got into an argument after a night of drinking. The fight continued to escalate until Matthew shot David at his home. Jefferson County Sheriff Travis Allen said at the time that Sloan admitted to the shooting, he has not entered a formal plea. No other details about what the argument was have been released. The court ordered a fitness examination about a month after the shooting, and earlier this month, the doctor determined he is fit for trial. Sloan's lawyer, public defender Scott Quinn, doesn't think that's the case. They'll meet with the doctor during a hearing December 4th to discuss it further. Deputies with the Hardin County Sheriff's Department said they received multiple calls every week about escaped livestock out on the road. To help keep the county roads clear and travelers safe, they are asking area farmers to update their contact information with them so they can get livestock back to their owners as soon as possible. Deputy Donald Vaughn was speaking with us about the issue when a call about a missing cow came up, so he took us with him. He said there is a lot that can help these animals get free. Deputy Vaughn said most of the livestock farms in Hardin County aren't all too big, with about 30 heads of cattle being the most you'll find out there. However, he said when one gets out, it's not uncommon for these herd animals to follow suit. Naturally, the goal here is to mitigate the number of large livestock animals off country roads with higher speed limits. And for more on our drive and interview with the sheriff, visit our website, www.news24si.com. A group of Jefferson County charities handed out cocoa today for 2 people for Giving Tuesday. 8 groups participated in the event at the Mount Vernon Kroger. United Way of South Central Illinois, CASA, Sparrow Family Services, Cedarhurst Center for the Arts, Lifeboat Alliance Homeless Shelter, the YMCA, One Hope United, and Jefferson County Toys for Kids. Representatives from each group explained what they do and how to donate. The charities also gave away goodie bags, including gift cards. You can find all these stories and more at our website, www.news24si.com. We're back with more news tonight at 10, and News 24 Sports is next.
At Ameren, Illinois, we know every day is a new opportunity. Whether we're volunteering at local youth organizations or partnering with energy efficiency-related businesses to create new jobs, we're paving the way for a brighter future in the communities we serve. Learn how you can work toward a more energy-efficient world at amerenillinois.com/partnerships.